Hey everyone, welcome into Star Wars Republic, our show about all things Star Wars here on the Arena Productions. I'm your host, Expat, along with my co-hosts, Burley and Carl. So how you guys doing? Burley, how you doing?
Oh, doing good.
All
How
right,
are you
Carl, how
guys?
you doing? Yeah,
Good, good. Voice is not so great. So again, apologize.
yeah, yeah, yeah. We just before this we did our gaming podcast episode. So yeah, it's time to talk some Star Wars, of course. Andor. Episode 6 breakdown and discussion. So yeah, we had the mission go through on this episode, guys. So we're going to be talking about that in this episode. But before we get into it, just want to let everybody know that there are spoilers throughout this episode of Andor, episode 6 breakdown and discussion. So if you have not watched Andor episode 6 yet, please go and watch it and then come back and enjoy our breakdown and discussion video here. So with that said, let's talk about it. So yeah, guys, good old the mission started on Aldani, and yeah, I mean they had to dress up in Imperial clothing and everything in this episode. So all the suspense was built up in this episode. You know, uh, obviously they were trying to steal the like a quarterly payroll from this Imperial garrison here. So what did you think of the build up and the beginning of the mission here, guys? Carl, I'll start with you on this. What did you think of this part here?
And it's actually something I was just thinking about the episode. It's just great how the tension building throughout the entire episode, like just kept you on your toes. Just kept you like
It,
you know
yeah,
in the
it felt
moment.
it
Never
just
never
felt
sure
like
what's going to
Rogue
happen.
One. It felt like Rogue One all over
Yeah,
again. You know that mission in Rogue One at the end. Yeah, so yeah.
it was better than Rogue One. Get that out of here. This is the premier Star Wars
Okay.
content here.
Okay. Okay. Burley, what did you think of this part?
I really enjoyed it, like you guys said, with the tension and all that,
Mm-hmm.
and just they took their time with this and let things breathe and just get to it. I really have enjoyed this.
Yeah. What did you guys think of the lieutenant? I mean, it was interesting how he's able to speak the natives, the Donnies language here, and it was interesting how this one Donnie guy he was basically talking down to him. It's like the gods would look down upon you nicely if you guys actually do turn things around or whatever. But yeah, what did you guys feel about the lieutenant's part in this mission?
Yeah, that was interesting. There was that moment when they were exchanging the furs.
Yeah,
He was
yeah.
he was translating, and he didn't tell him what the guy said.
Right. He was
Yeah,
lying. Yeah.
Yeah, and
Mistranslating. Yeah.
I was like, oh, that was interesting. That like, he survived? I don't remember.
No, I
Or
think he
no?
died.
You think he
no,
died?
no, he was one of the people that didn't.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember. Yeah. So yeah, no, I mean, there's it's kind of a shame that a lot of them didn't survive because there were just a lot of interesting characters and they were building them. And I'm like, ah,
Yeah.
man. But I mean, I wasn't sure who was going to live or die, and that's always good too.
Yeah. What did you think of the CG in this image here of the eye? I mean, that was pretty cool. It looked like all the fireworks going off in the sky there, all the kind of like the lighted comets, it seems like we're going through. Yeah. That was a cool
Oh,
scene. Yeah.
oh,
Mhm.
visually, like I had this.
Visual. Yeah.
Yeah, I had this visually, like I just had this on my 4K TV.
Mhm.
Oh, this just looks so nice.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, the show looks amazing. I mean, just the filming in this location is just beautiful.
Yeah. And then, of course, the aerial scene, obviously, as they're trying to get away. But
Yeah,
yeah,
that
we'll
was
get into
that was
that.
awesome.
Yeah, that was awesome. We'll get into that. But here's one of the other characters, and this one she actually survives. She actually gets out with the Donnie villagers at the end of the mission.
Yeah, they
Uh,
both survived.
yeah, the both survived. Yeah, of course. So the one, of course, in the ship with Andor. But yeah, yeah.
I was a little confused. I was like, wait, was that their intention to just leave her? I
I
don't
don't
remember.
know. I don't
It was
know.
a little
That's a
weird,
good question. Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah, yeah. maybe that was the plan. I don't know, but and then one of our favorite characters with the rigged up Polaroid there, as I said in the last episode. Yeah, he you know had an unfortunate ending in this episode. Yeah, but
It was so sad.
Yeah.
It was Burley, right? You called it. You were like, he's gonna die.
well,
Oh,
I
yeah,
said
well-
basically most of them are going to die.
Yeah.
But I said for sure he ain't surviving, which I'm sad that I was right on that.
Yeah.
But
You're
it was
almost
interesting.
wrong. Almost wrong. Okay.
I was all
They tried to save his life.
Yeah.
He had a shot. I was like, oh, Burley was right. I was like, no, wait, he might live. And then
Yeah,
he did
well,
not.
I mean,
But
all
he lives
those,
on with his manifesto.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But what did you think of all those like 80 million credits they were able to get a hold of? I mean, and it was weird how those credits looked, like a bunch of cards, like metal cards or
Like,
something, Yeah.
Credit like chips, I imagine.
Yeah, like
right?
chips,
Like,
yeah.
like digital, code chip, I assume.
Right.
basically like Switch cartridges.
No, they're
Much
like
heavier
NFT.
Switch cartridges, yeah.
They're NFT cartridges.
Yeah, there you go.
God.
Yeah. So, but the getaway, I mean, that was probably one of the coolest parts of the episode. I felt it's like Andor's like, I need a flight plan. It's like trying to get through all of that, all of those like the eye comets or whatever you call them, and trying to get through. And it's like, yeah, just basically like a needle through a haystack type of situation. That was really cool. Yeah.
They're trying to get the kid, like see if he's dead or not, like, see if he can do anything. I like that was it was a really good moment. Like him, they shot him up with some drugs, and he's like, they gave him the thing, and he's using the little thing to navigate, and it was it was good. It was just like his hero moment, before he died.
Yeah.
And he's just going, climb. Are you sure? Just climb.
Yeah. So let's talk about towards the end there as they get, to the doctor, it was like the four-armed doctor. I thought that was pretty cool. Yeah. So
yeah, it was cool.
Then, outside he's talking to the other guy, and I knew this guy was going to try to screw things over. And he's like, okay, it's like 40-40. We'll take 40%, I'll take 40, you take 40 million,
Yeah.
And then like just Andor just blasts him right there. I mean, it's like just takes him out,
That was a very interesting moment, because my thoughts of that were like very mixed. Because as he's doing it, I'm just like, when's he gonna flip? Because I felt like he's like testing him, right? Like I feel like he was putting it out there just to see like what would Andor or Clem do, right? Like would he take the offer, right? Just to see if he was that guy. And I do wonder, like, but he shoots him, and you really never know. Like, I don't know if the intention was for you not to know if like he was really serious or he was just pushing him to test him.
Yeah.
Maybe that's just me who was thinking that.
Yeah.
But it's interesting because if that was the case, like, did Andor do the right thing? It's a very interesting ethical sort of quandary, because like if in his mind, I could see Andor justifying it as like, if I didn't shoot him, he was probably going to shoot me. Like, they were very similar guys, right? I think they had similar philosophies, and maybe he saw that in him. He's like, he could be screwing with me, but if he's not, he's going to shoot me before I shoot him. I got to shoot him.
Well, it's either that or, he's going to kill me before we get to the other planet and split the, the money, so the credits.
Or he's going to make that offer with someone else,
Yeah. So then he goes into the tent, and obviously, the other guy was, the other one had not made it through the surgery, but then he gives the crystal, back to her, and, says, I'm taking my cut and I'm getting out of here. And then that's all we see of him, so we don't know where he is now. So I guess episode 7 is going to be interesting to see where he is at this moment. So.
Yeah, I'm very interested to see if Vel, that's the girl,
Vel, right.
in the end.
Yeah.
If she is going to continue on in the story,
Yeah.
I mean, it's possible that she doesn't, but I think it was interesting how earlier on, remember how she hesitated to go on the mission?
Yeah. Yeah.
That was something that's like spoke to me. I'm like, oh, like we're learning something about her character, like that you see even early on. I forgot the other character his name, who brought Andor into it.
Rail.
Yeah,
Rail.
yeah, he was setting this up for her, helping her out, but like there was that communication of like, don't talk about me, and we know why,
Mhm.
but like, why is he's trying to build her up to be this rebel leader,
Mhm.
and she's trying to be that person, but it's like she's either not ready or hesitant for some reason, like it was a
Right.
difficult decision for her to like do the mission, like set it all up, but to actually like make the call, like, all right, cross that threshold and actually do it.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. So like, I want to see more of her.
And here's the image, of course, for all of you video viewers here on YouTube. Of course, Rail, obviously, learning about, the mission, because it's being talked about by everybody there in the Empire. Mon Mothma, of course, she was in the Senate chamber, and she was, she was making a speech, and you could see all of the people, kind of breaking off, and they're talking about this. And then in Rail's, antique shop there's a guy asking, "Do you have, Aldani souvenirs or whatever?" Because there was just this big, heist or whatever there.
I think he said a raid. He
Raid,
said a
yeah,
raid.
or something like that, yeah. And yeah, so he goes back there and he's like, "Oh, maybe I do have something. I'll go back and check." And then he goes back and he's like thinking to himself, "Oh, it was a success." So, and yeah, and then obviously those, the security, board there. They had everybody running in. They were just running around like their tails were cut off. And the major is like, he's saying that tell your families that you're not going home until, you have some kind of plans for,
Mhm.
the security for all of the sectors and everything. So,
No,
yeah. So how do you feel? I mean, now going forward, so this feels like, as we were talking about in the last episode, this seems like Act 2 has just finished. Now we go on to episode 7, and where do you guys think it goes on from here?
Yeah. I think we're still in Act 2, like, a lot, because again, there's 12 episodes, right?
12.
12 episodes, so
Yep.
we got a good amount to go, and
Yeah.
we don't really know like where Andor is going to go, right? How is he going to get further into this at this point?
Yeah.
Also, we just didn't have at all the security guard guy who lost his job.
Yeah, he wasn't in this episode.
Right, he wasn't
yeah.
in this one, so
Yeah.
there's a lot more to go off of. I'm excited to see which direction it takes.
Yeah, and then the woman in the first few episodes from the other planet in the beginning of the series, I mean, she's still out there, and Andor's probably going to find her as well.
She could
So.
Bix, is that her name? Right?
Yeah, I think it's Bix.
She might be around. Yeah.
She's around somewhere. Yeah. So
I think for what we're going to get for the next bit, he's going to go back home with the credits that he got from this. You're going to have Bill Skarsgård's character is going to contact him and try and get him to go and do more stuff for the rebellion.
Yeah.
See if he can entice him. And I think he'll maybe play the card of, you're not safe here because of everything that happened when you were here killing the security officers.
Yeah.
So you might as well join the rebellion. We'll help move her out, Bix out. Help us out. We'll help you.
Do you think in this season, Mon Mothma and Andor will meet?
I think that's a season 2. I'm thinking.
Okay.
Yeah, it could be by the end, maybe. No.
Yeah, maybe by the end.
Yeah.
Yeah, sort of like the setup into him being like full on rebel.
Yeah, and with Mon Mothma, I mean, she's going to have to leave Coruscant. I mean, because the pressure is going to start mounting. And obviously she's going to leave to join the rebellion, to start up the rebellion. So
Leave her husband that you can tell that's a sham marriage, and her daughter that hates her.
Yeah,
Yeah.
probably.
I think she's gonna have no problem leaving. She's gonna be like,
yeah,
I never liked you, and I had a chance with you. Tried to raise you right. See ya.
Yeah. All right. So that has been our breakdown and discussion of Andor episode 6. So please leave some comments for us. What did you think of episode 6? And what do you think is going to be going on moving forward in this season of Andor? We'd really like to read your comments. And if you like this episode, be sure to hit that like and the subscribe and the notification bell for when we drop a new episode of Andor, as well as all of our other content here on the Arena Productions. So we really appreciate all of you that come and watch our content. So thank you so much. Yeah. So I've been your host, Expat, along with my co-hosts, Burley and Carl. We hope to catch you in the next episode and breakdown and discussion of Andor. So take care, everyone. Peace out.